Well, 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 if I didn't see this coming. Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea. You know that, I know that. I'm just a lady with a bulldog, a camera, and too many opinions. And guess who has been terminated from Monat? This was quite a choice on Monat's part. Not only are they currently being enthralled in a lawsuit, a very spicy one, might I say, with Stuart McMillan, their ex-president of the company. I believe that's what he was. We're going to go over that in a second as well. But my baby did just wake up, so you're probably going to get a little bean cameo in this video, and then we have to go somewhere. So this is not going to be a terribly long video, but we do have a lot to go over. So I just cannot contain, and I feel bad, but my excitement, because also I'll have these linked because these are not. It is real hair and I did buy it. So yes, it's mine, but it's insert name here. I love them. If you are in Monat, one, what are you doing here? Hey, girl. But if you're in Monat, there is a big chance that you are in the downline of the like way downline of one of like four to eight, let's just say four, original market partners, original distributors. The first market partner was Toni Van Schloot. The lady with the purple hair, okay? We've done quite a few videos about her. The misinformation that she shares is pretty obnoxious, and she shared a story about how her and her husband had to sell his Rolex to like pay for groceries, and it's just like, girl, what? Toni posted on Instagram, her and her husband, with her husband just sitting in the back of the video with just extra dead eyes. He looks pissed. I mean, I would be too, but like extra dead eyes. She goes on, we're gonna watch it in a second, but she goes on to talk about how basically they are suing Monat. Monat is suing them. I basically got to the point where she said that she was terminated from Monat, and then I freaked out and then stopped watching, and I was like, no, wait, I have to make a video. So that's what we're doing. Also, I was going for like Dakota Johnson from like 50 Shades, and I'm giving HRH. HRH screaming rant in a car. So we have right here, she is one of the original, if not the original market partner within Monat. She also has like her own like automated systems, master resale rights type BS, and a bunch of other stuff too. Trusts within LLCs and all of that. Lives in Charleston. Obviously, like, unless you like live on the Battery, no one like lives in Charleston. She most likely lives in, I think she lives like by Sullivan's Island or like she seems like a Mount Pleasant lady, okay? No offense to Mount Pleasant people. I love it up there. My cousins are up there, and I absolutely love Mount Pleasant and Charleston. Little geography facts with Chelsea right now. Not cringiest, but just like, what are you doing on the internet type of content. Like when she had this series called Toni's Tips, and she'd be like, hey, I'm here for Toni's Tips, but it sounded like she was saying Toni's. And listen, girl, I'm here for Toni's too, okay? Let's go. So since Monat has too much on their hands right now, I'm going to go ahead and share this information as well because I'm petty, and as we know, so in 2022, in her video, Toni talks about how this has been going on for like 2 years now, and it's like, well, that's interesting because in 2022, like, girl, I have your revenue reports. Like, what are you talking about? So from January to May, yeah, it was the end of May. It was the 21st is when I pulled this report. January 1st to May 21st, 2022, Toni made, are you ready for it? Not even half the year. So she's the second one in this, and she made over $2 million revenue, obviously, because we can see RMA, which is like drawbacks or like refunds. So those would have been like taken out of, if you've been in sales, you know how that works. It's taken out of like future paychecks. So she had a pretty, comparably to the other people, over $34,000 in returns and over $2 million January to May 2022. It's a lot of money. Hopefully you saved that and invested it. I'm pretty sure she's the type of person that does. So like I said, I don't have all of the stats for 2022. I don't have any of this information anymore. I just have like screenshots and like reports that I pulled, saved, and all that. And obviously, yes, I did give it all over to the Florida Attorney General's office and the FTC and all that. They sure did a lot with it. Do something. Good God, like, come on. This is from one of the reports, I believe it was January 2021, and this was the income for all of the SEDs in the US, I think is what it was. I had run formulas to show like how much of their income was from their personal sales, because I have it screenshotted here too. It's from the video that I did proving Monat's a pyramid scheme. In my opinion, like I said, they got enough to worry about. So there's that. And you can see on here that it shows the career rank, the, end rank, whatever, for each month, not each month, but for that month in question. And it says unilevel bonus. You can only get that if you have a downline from recruiting people. Group volume bonus. You only get that if you have a downline from recruiting people. Generational bonus. You only get that if you have a downline. So recruiting people. Oh, sales bonus. There you go. Smart Start bonus, which she didn't get. Car program. You only get that if you get to the certain rank that you qualify for that. And you, guess what? Have to recruit people to get there. So if we look all the way over here, it says that she made over $140,000 that month. And the percentage of that was from her personal sales is 0.08%. I obviously do want to have some empathy. And like, yes, when cult members get out and like high ranking cult members get out of a cult, like, yes, it is important to have empathy for them. And yes, two things can be true at once. Like I can be empathetic and be like, Toni, this sucks. But I was like, I'm sorry they treated you like this. And like, I'm here if you want to talk, not like as a friend, like as a professional. We can be off record, but I would prefer if it was recorded and we were on record, if her lawyer's okay with it. But yeah, I'll be emailing her an official request as well. But just like I did with little Stu boy, Stu McMillan. So enough of that. Hopefully you think to make my ramblings not as chaotic as they just were. Maybe it's the bangs. I don't know what's going on with me. They're turning me into HRH. My God, where's my cheap jewelry? Let's actually watch this Instagram story from Detective Lovey, who's on Instagram. She comes and goes. She mainly talks about Mom and Nate, but she comes and goes. And especially when something like this happens, she's all over the place. It's amazing. This is from her Instagram story, and it says, September 11th, 2014, Toni V, the very first market partner in Monat, made the false claim of FDA approved. I love that.
Now we're still in pre-launch phase, but it ends September 30th. So I really encourage you to check out this opportunity. There are so many great reasons why you should join a company like Monat, and I'll just give you a few. One, we are the only hair care company of its kind in the industry of direct sales where it's actually proven to work. We are FDA approved, so we can make those health claims. It helps with hair growth, restoration, damaged hair, scalp issues, and so many other things.
And so many other things. Per like such as, Toni, am I right? Not Toni's tips going all the way back to 2014 with the first medical claim, the first false claim. I cannot with these people. Now we're going to watch this. It's 12 minutes long.
Hey, good morning, everyone. It's been a minute since I've been on Instagram.
I know we already stopped. I'm not sorry. Did you see that her husband just like, he either has the hiccups or he just like chuckled like, It's like, all right, sir, calm down. He's feeling spicy back there. I'm sure he's pissed.
We wanted to share something with you because we've had some challenges that we've had over the last actually year and a half. And so let me give you a little bit of a timeline. So what had happened is that back at the end of 2022, I was asking some tough questions. We had our leaders coming to us, trying to get answers on certain things, and we just never did. So, I still pursued it because we weren't getting the answers that we needed. So what had happened during this time is that I decided to, ask harder questions. And that was...
Don't you just love how vague she's being? There's obviously litigation going on. She's not dumb. She's not. She is an intelligent woman to a degree. So she's not going to come on here. And I know we literally just watched a video of her making the very first, the first income or the first medical claim, the first FDA approved claim. I don't think that she would be saying stuff like this without getting it approved by her lawyer. So
resulting in what has happened over the last 6 months of, for lack of a better word, they started building back in February a compliance file against us. And they were citing all of these things, but they weren't sending any examples. So I just kept my head down. I hired a litigator 6 weeks ago because it had gotten to the point where it escalated, and Jay and I felt that we had no choice but to hire legal counsel. Okay? So, be that as it may, one of the dogs got out. Be that as it may, we have had no other choice. And I'm going to read this statement that my attorney helped me write, but we had no other choice to do what we're doing right now. As a result of that, with me not complying, and again, you guys, these were false accusations. I asked them to provide me proof, and after the 8th email, they sent me some Instagram lives that I had done, reels that they wanted me to take down, and I said why. They couldn't give me a reason. So what I did is I got John involved, who is our attorney, John Roberts out of Santa Rosa in Florida.
You know, if Monat wants to fire anybody or like create a paper trail on them, they could just ask us. They could just come look at my channel and be like, oh, here we go. These are the people we need to fire. Obviously, I'm joking, but they're not going to do that because they aren't actually looking for people who are making crazy, egregious claims. Because like she said, they couldn't actually show her rules that she was breaking and compliance that she wasn't, whatever. And yes, Toni has made some ridiculous claims, but they've been fine with that for a long time because she's made them so much money. And also how much you want to bet all the other top reps within the company, not only top reps, not like the OGs, but the ones who were like super front facing and like Monats, the super, super, super loyal for no reason. Those people most likely are actually going against Monats' compliance requirements and policies and procedures and stuff like that. Also, this just shows you that if they are willing, and I am going to say this at the end of the video again too, I'll probably forget. So let me just say it now. These companies do not care about you. This is a prime example of that. They do not care. They do not care about you. Toni was their first market partner. Toni has brought in so many people. Toni has mentored so many people. She has kept so many people from leaving. She has arguably one of the strongest and highest performing downlines in money and has been so loyal to them. And they just fired her. And were trying to and apparently trying to come up with or falsify or whatever, I don't know that to be true, a paper trail so that they could fire her. Also, it's a network marketing company. They don't have to have a paper trail. You're a 1099 employee. Weird.
Got our attorney involved, and we wrote a formal letter, and he wrote it on my behalf because I'm not a lawyer. Wrote it on my behalf, and I sent it to Ray asking for my legal counsel to be present with their compliance team so we could figure this out, and we were denied. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the official statement because now, as of yesterday, they have terminated us. Okay? You guys, if this had not happened, just because of what has happened over the last few weeks, we were going to resign next week once my legal complaint was officially filed, which it has not been done yet. So it has gone to that, but it hasn't been, the clerk hasn't issued it yet. So if the whole thing is that I love this industry. I love this industry. I've been in it for 30 years. I will be in it.
So this is really interesting because she, yes, has been in this industry for a long ass time. I believe she's been in, I'm sure she might say it, but I believe she's been in 2 different MLMs, maybe 3. I know of 2. And this one, a great experience up until this point, right? Or up until the last 2 years, whatever, for her, obviously not for everyone else. The one that she was in previously, she has said many times, I've heard her say that the one she was in got really sketchy and, she was about to quit network marketing completely because the owners just stopped paying people. She said it was super sketchy and a horrible experience and she was going to stop completely. It is wild that after multiple bad experiences with these types of companies, these people will be like, oh, well, it's just that company, or it's just the way this person ran it, or it's just this, that, whatever. They will never blame it on the industry and the chaos machine of it all itself. It will either be like, oh, it was my upline's fault, or like, oh, it was management's fault, or it was, you know, the leadership, or they never say like management, they always say like leadership. It was leadership's fault, or it was just this one company, or it's just my upline. It's just that commission structure. No, it's the industry.
And I will continue to do what I love. But I just want you to hear me out. Okay, so this is the statement that John and I wrote. As most of you know or have heard, there's been a schism atop the leadership of Monat. I've heard from many of you asking for information about what is happening, whether there is to be a lawsuit, and what comes next in my future. I want to be very clear. I have chosen to be silent recently because it was in my best interest to do so. I'm breaking that silence because I believe you need to hear things from my perspective. Now, I'm greatly concerned about the direction of the company that you and I and us have helped to build. This is not a new sentiment, also not one that I share alone. And I know most of you have heard about what's going on and even read the complaint that has been filed by the former president, Stuart McMillan, against the company. While I'm not privy to all of the facts alleged in Stuart's complaint, I am privy enough to be gravely concerned about the allegations contained therein. I'm also gravely concerned about the method and the manner the company continues to use in its attempts to keep a very serious issue quiet. Stuart was brave to come forward, and all of his honesty will almost certainly be met with scorn and decision at the highest levels of Monat. I want to make very clear that I do stand with him. Now, mind you, we are on Team Toni and we are on Team Truth, because that's where it lies. The truth always comes to light. So I want to make that very clear. And I also want to make very clear, I had no idea what was going on, and I just want people to know that. So all of the conspiracy theories and the collusion, that's not happening. Okay. To end, sorry you guys, I'm trying to read this because my computer is behind my phone. To end that, you may have heard that, yes, I am filing my own lawsuit, and so I've worked too hard to let this company pull the rug out from under my feet and imperil my livelihood and your income streams. We've built this company together, and I'm not willing to be intimidated by the behavior of the corporate and some of the other leaders at the top. I have engaged with John Roberts, and he is busy undertaking and getting all of the facts in order to represent me against what I perceive as a vicious attempt to separate me from a company that I have helped build. Okay, so the rules are no longer being applied, and we have all agreed and not paying commissions in line with the agreements that we all worked to agree to. I simply cannot stand idly by while the lives of those who have given their time, energy, and effort are separated without cause. Here's where the simplicity is, you guys. I want to hear from you. I'm tremendously disappointed in the manner that we've been treated, and I know that some of you feel the same. I want you to be able to reach out to me so that we can share our disappointments and I can learn more.
Listen, she ain't wrong. I mean, she like I said before, she definitely helped build that company, Monat, and I think it's extremely important to acknowledge that. And again, it shows that Monat does not care. These companies do not care about you. They don't. You can say all day long, well, this company's different. No, this one's different. No, this one's different. No, it's not. It's not different. It's the same, just more of the same.
That we can share our disappointments and I can learn more about how you've been mistreated in the same way as I have. I'm open to answering your questions to the best of my abilities, but only with facts, as long as my counsel continues to allow me to do so without harming my case. I invite each of you to reach out, share your story so that I can better understand how you are being treated. We are, for better or worse, in this fight together, and I would like your support as we move towards a fair and just resolution. You guys, it's been a joy to be here for the last 10 years. It's been my honor. Moving forward, I am very excited about what the future holds. This was very, very hard for us to do. It was not easy. It took us a year to get to this decision. And this hasn't been without a lot of tears It hasn't been without a lot of angst, a lot of sleepless nights, and doing the best of what I could do for our team, because this is really what it's all about. But it's also about my family too. And the last thing is that my reputation, my name, our integrity will not be associated or tarnished by anyone. That is what I live for. There is no amount of money or paycheck that will ever be worth.
So one thing that is also messed up, yes, of course, that's sad. I get it. She still made so much money from this company and for this company. And also, she said it took us a year to get to this decision. This has been happening for a year and a half. You were still promoting it. You were still actively recruiting people. You were still bringing people into it. How, girl, what? How are people supposed to feel bad for you? Oh, Lord. Not that that's what she's asking for or what she wants, but come on.
Our integrity will not be associated or tarnished by anyone. That is what I live for. There is no amount of money or paycheck that will ever be worth our name. So, with that being said, I just want to say I truly love you guys. I hope that you found that I am telling this to you as just truly being here for so many years, and we're just very grateful. The relationships that we have built are number one, and they will always continue to be number one. So with that being said, you are more than free to and welcome to reach out. Honey, did you have anything to add?
You know, like Toni said, the past couple of years, it's not just the past, literally years, the past couple of years, have not been easy on anyone involved with the company. And we're grateful for all the relationships that we've made along the way. We're leaving with no hate. We have nothing but love for all of you. And the one thing I want you to keep in mind is over the next few days, there's gonna be a lot of team meetings and a lot of posts and a lot of things about how to handle the fallout of them getting rid of us. Before you fall into the gossip and the innuendos and everything, consider who it's coming from, considering why it's being done. But most importantly, you know us. Consider us and consider the people that you know and love before you fall into that drama hole about what is about to happen, because over the next couple of weeks, there's gonna be a lot of things that come out. So you all know Toni's heart. You all know my heart, my family's heart, and we never wanted it to come to this. There was always a better solution, but that's not the way the company chose to go. Toni literally built the company. She was the very first market partner, and it's been a great 10 years. We've made $15 million in 10 years. That's not a bad return of investment.
Yeah, but you know what?
And we've made a lot of friends.
Yeah, it's really about the relationships, and that is the best gift that we could have gotten, are the relationships. And also, I mean, he's always been a believer in Christ, but I was able to find my faith. I was able to, eminently grow as a person in more ways than I could ever imagine. So I'm just so grateful for that. And for us, the relationships are always, they're always going to be number one. And thank you guys for all of you that came on here to support us. I know that there is going to be a lot of fallout, a lot of upset, disgruntled people, but at the end of the day, it's really about doing what's best that we feel for us and for y'all. So,
and one other thing too that I'd like to address.
Yeah.
We haven't gone to another company. We're not.
I can confirm they have not gone to Olive Tree people. I checked today. I checked multiple different variations of her name. She has not gone to that MLM. I don't think that she will. I think she will possibly start a new MLM with Stuart McMillan. I hate to say, if I was them, that's what I'd do. But I'm not morally bankrupt, so I would never start an MLM. But also,
that's gonna be one of the things that's said. We haven't gone anywhere. We're just here, keeping on trucking. But there's no There was no agenda, that we haven't left. And we just tried to ride it out because we owed so many of you our best effort. And that's literally how we've always felt. We've owed you our best effort because your success is our success and vice versa.
Well, we're going to stop it right there with your success is our success. I love that. But let's read over some of the comments that were on her Instagram page, and then we're going to go over behind MLM last post he did about all this. Saw this coming 2 years ago. Executive director back MB or maybe MP. No amount of money is worth any of what has come out of it or what is about to come. I'm so sorry this happened to you, Toni. So proud of you to speak for people and speak the truth and speak with such passion and integrity, blah, 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 blah. The relationship with you guys was the best thing I've ever gotten from doing this. I know you both as people, parents, leaders, advocates don't ever change. You inspire me daily. The OG market partner steps up and shares truth. You have so much to lose. So much to lose? She was fired. So sorry for your family. I'm so sorry that you've been treated like this. Thank you for all you've done. Team Toni. I'm heartbroken for you too. You've handled this with such grace. I was also terminated for sharing that I would be stepping away from the business opportunity, yet with no proof. Thank you for using your voice. I've been wondering where you've been, and I knew that something was up. I'm so sorry to hear this. Love you guys so much. So sorry to hear this. Heart, blah, 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 but I'm not surprised. Blindsided. So very sorry. This is heartbreaking. I'm so sorry this is happening to you. Ms. Jensen, I see you there. Sarah Hill, where are you at now, girlie? Again, so petty. I cannot. Speak the truth even when your voice shakes. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. So that girl was also allegedly fired for money. Someone just messaged me and told me that. She was also fired for money. And she apparently, she had joined Olive Tree People allegedly already. And she was asked, like she had contacted support or something and was like, hey, how do I go about selling my downline like Kayla Caputo did, or like how do I go about like leaving like gracefully or something. And I guess they saw like certain red flags or something and checked and saw that she was in Olive Tree People, and then she was fired. And then someone messaged me and they were like, yeah, and then she was acting crazy on her Instagram stories. Thanks for speaking the truth while other leaders stay silent and pretend like nothing is happening. I was terminated because I started speaking the truth as well. So thank you for speaking truth. We stand with you guys. Has everyone been fired from Monat? This is crazy. Do they know how their own company works? Because like, I don't think the Uranetta family understands that if they fire all of the Monat reps, they won't have any money left. What's going on here? Another person says, thank you for speaking out and speaking the truth. So many people have been gaslit and misled and not believed when they brought things to light. I'm so heartbroken. I hate all of the drama that is swirling around right now. Then to hear this just makes me so sad, my friend. I'm so sorry. That's like, I hate when people come into my channel and they're like, oh, it's just drama. And no, I'm not gonna be like, it's not drama, it's dangerous. I can't stand that. No. But not reporting. I'm not being pretentious like that, but calling out information, that's not drama. That person sounds annoying. Like, oh, I hate this drama. I hate this back and forth. Why can't everyone get along? Sounds like you're not okay having tough conversations, girlfriend. Those with discernment from the Holy Spirit cannot be deceived. Proud of you, Toni. Jesus is in the business of exposing the wickedness in the end days. I stand with the King. Hey, guess who that is? Guess who that is? Oh, you don't recognize that name? Oh, wait, I guess you wouldn't because part 2 of Angela Sumner's deep dive video hasn't come out yet. Anyways, that's someone that Angela Sumner has been like obsessed with. So someone said, I stand with you, Toni. They terminated me a week ago for a BS reason. Seems like they're taking more of us out on a weekly basis because we're asking questions. Well, sounds like information control, could also be thought control, emotional control, behavior control, emotional, the bite model? I don't know. Maybe. This all happened today, by the way. She put it on Facebook today about an hour and a half ago and said, yesterday was hurtful. Hang with me. I gave 10 years of my life to building an incredible family. Family, team, brand. And just like that, it was a big F you, terminated. Many people we started this with have said things that are complete, but we have so many incredible people that have shown up for us. Thank you so very much. Monat built a compliance case against us I did not have a compliance file until now, which is interesting. But we asked to have a meeting with our lawyers, denied. I asked questions, have proof, and was basically told to sit down, shut up, and go to work. Don't ever underestimate me. I love this industry, but my name and my integrity is not for sale. Peace out. You know what's interesting is that I believe, I could be completely wrong. This is not a fact. This is just me like slightly remembering that specific phrase, the my name and integrity is not for sale. I feel like she said that about her last MLM too. That's weird. If I remember, y'all know I won't. It's fine. Ethan's going to be editing this and be like, yeah, what do you know? I'm looking in the Google Drive right now. You didn't remember. Okay. Like you'd think they'd catch on. Anyways, so she said, wait for the next chapter link in the comments. And then she put the link to this Instagram video that we just watched in the comments. Let's check in with Oz at BehindMLM.com. He does not have a YouTube channel. A couple of y'all were asking and you were like, what's his YouTube channel? What's his Instagram? No, girlfriend. It's a website. Okay, so he posted a hilarious, but also great and very educational. And I'm just, listen, I love him, okay? Respectfully. Not in a biblical sense. Who am I, Brittany Broski? Calm down. Jerking it in your penthouse? Freaking it? Okay, so a mafia family and unprincipled syndicate exec claims. Exec is Stuart McMillan. Former President Stuart McMillan has sued Monat and founder and CEO Louis and Rainer Urdaneta. McMillan claims he owed millions to a profit-sharing agreement. At the time, McMillan was fresh off his stint as interim CEO at the notorious Telefax Ponzi scheme. Nonetheless, McMillan claimed that he built Monat from nothing to a skincare and hair care company generating hundreds of millions of dollars in revenues with hundreds of employees, millions of customers, and market partners numbering in the hundreds of thousands worldwide. McMillan claims he signed on as Monat's president after the Urdanetas promised him that the three of them would work to maximize Monat's profits and McMillan would be paid a 3% profit share while he worked for Monat for a certain amount of time thereafter. I assume he didn't get that. In addition to being president of Monat, McMillan was also on the board of directors. A position he represents was symbolic. Ooh, yikes. Monat's board of directors only met 3 times while McMillan was a director of Monat. It did not hold any annual meetings. They're supposed to, except for a brief period of time as insisted by McMillan and their chief legal officer. Yikes. Not to like give a lot of credit to Stu because he makes some choices, obviously, and allegedly like trolled a lot of people. And he's messy. Yes. Listen, everybody sucks here. Okay. It seems like from like a professional standpoint, like a business standpoint, Stu was like trying to make run right. And that these people are like, hey, you know what? As a business expense, you know, the tax people, the write-off people, they do it. They did not record any meetings and there was only a secretary. 3 of the 9 years McMillan was a director for Monat. Oh my God. And McMillan was not even permitted voting rights. Yikes. Buddy, they used you. But what do you expect? This family sucks. I need to do like a quadruple billion level deep dive on this culty mafia family. I also don't want to get murdered. So Millen claims problems with the Urdanetas began in 2019. Dad and the son threatened to terminate McMillan if he did not agree to a non-compete and a non-solicit agreement. McMillan claims the Urdanetas felt threatened by Monat's employees and market partners' loyalty and affection towards McMillan, probably because he like interacts with them, you know? Which again, I still do possibly think that he could maybe like start a new one with other people. I don't know that that's gonna happen. I'm just saying like that I got witchy feelings, y'all. I got witchy feelings. I don't know if that's gonna happen. No. I'm trying to use more protective language because I got yet another cease and desist, this time from a company that literally, if I say the name right now, y'all will be like, whomst? Anyways, so an irrelevant company and they can suck my butt and I wouldn't enjoy it. Millen agreed to the Urdaneta's demands and signed a new agreement with them in 2019. The profit-sharing agreement incorporated certain previous understandings, added a non-compete and a non-solicit, and added a few extra items. Defendant's attorney drafted the profit-sharing agreement, and the daddy and the little boy promised to maximize Monat's profits was inherent and in line with their fiduciary duties to Monat. So like you know, meaning basically like, okay, it seemed like a good deal because like obviously doing profit sharing and like signing that, like it seemed worth it, you know, because like they want it to do well, clearly. So, you know, again, 2019, this is before. Fast forward to June 2023, McMillan resigned from his position as Monat's president. Was it all the way back then, or did we just now hear about it? Between the date of his resignation from Monat in June 2023 and the initial post-employment payment deadline of March 24th, Daddy Urdaneta and Baby Urdaneta demanded that McMillan have no contact with approximately 3,000 people associated with Monat in order to receive the post-employment payments owed per. Oh my God, that's crazy. But you can never speak to these specific people ever again. Like, what? McMillan claims this demand has no basis in law or contract. The demand was a pretext to justify not paying him. Yeah, what the Stuart's like, I'm pretty sure his wife and his daughter, maybe just his daughter or niece or something. Like he has multiple family members in Monat. So like, what if they were like in that too? That'd be hilarious. Sounds like something they would do. According to the extreme positions of Daddy Monat and Baby Monat, only be successful after McMillan's departure if Monat employees and independent contractor market partners had zero contact with McMillan. Holy shit. And for that to occur, according to Daddy Monat and Baby Monat, McMillan essentially had to disappear from his previous business circles. Guys, that's not how this works. What? Oh my, like, could you imagine someone like doing this like in like a normal industry? No, because that's crazy. Like what? My God, Lord. Notably, Baby and Daddy Urdaneta even demanded that McMillan distance himself from members of McMillan's family and friends. Like, cults. That's a cult. That is a cult. That's disfellowship. That's fair game. Guys, come on. Like, do you see this? This is crazy. And he's not even a market partner. He's like one of the people who was high up and in charge. Like, but you know what's amazing is that Leah Remini is to Scientology as our boy Stuart McMillan is to Monat. So at least that's how I see it and hopefully how it's going to play out. Again, in my opinion, oh my God. Okay. He claims that he rejected this baseless and outrageous no contact demand. Yeah, like, you're not my dad. Shut up. McMillan expected payment of the higher of the 3% of Monat's profits each year through 2031 or a $1 million floor payment per year if Monat was not profitable in any given year. So basically, Stewie was saying that per the agreement, he was supposed to get $500,000 by, or hopefully before, March 31st, 2024. And guess what? Has not been paid. So that's why all of this has come out. That's why we were like just now learning about all of this. So basically, Stuart is saying that he is owed between $8 million and $16 million from Monat. And then also he has said, or rather made claims and accusations of that he was screwed over financially by the Urdanetas. And also they were saying that he couldn't, and basically like shut down his attempts to make the company more profitable and like better overall because he wanted to make Monat's manufacturing more competitive. Monat's products are manufactured by B&R Products, a company owned by the Urdanetas. Obviously, they want to have control in that. And then the Urdanetas generating contrived and improper expenses through employment of Urdaneta insiders, family members, and friends in no-show, non-existent jobs, sometimes paying them under the table. So basically having people on payroll who like aren't actually like employees, just like paying them for nothing, basically. The Urdanetas maxing out Monat's credit cards on their personal luxury lifestyles, including private airplanes, expensive dinners, and luxurious travel and accommodations, including a $50,000 room service bill in Dubai, for example. And then here's a picture of them in Dubai, and when he was there in May 2022, and then paying for personal and household expenses from Monat's bank accounts, paying friends and family members to attend company trips, and those are obviously supposed to be trips that market partners qualify for, so like you can't do that. The Urdanetas using Monat's funds to pay off their personal credit cards for non-business expenses, $150,000 a month. is cited. That's crazy. They severely diluted Monat's merger profits in select years and refused to retain revenues to invest in Monat to generate reasonable profits. Members of the Urdaneta family and other than Daddy and Baby Urdaneta acted like they were owners and managers of Monat. Urdaneta family members, other than these two people, even disciplined and fired some of Monat's warehouse workers. That's disgusting. Urdaneta family members acted as though Monat's property was their own personal property. And then he also states that McMillan claims the Urdanetas appropriated approximately $100 million since Monat's inception. That's a lot of money. Created a hostile work environment. What about their jingle? It's a better way. Bum, 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 bum. It's a better way to misappropriate funds and treat people poorly and do drugs in Dubai. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke. And complaints from employees and independent contractors were met with skepticism, criticism, and retaliation. That's a cult because Daddy and Baby made up 2/3 of the Monat board of directors. They did whatever they wanted without consulting McMillan. That's not how checks and balances work, but all right. Not that that matters. They own the company. This in turn led McMillan, not the Urdanetas, fostering relationships with Monat's distributors and employees. Good for him. McMillan, being the face of Monat, threatened Baby and Daddy Monat and eventually resulted in tensions between them. One interesting tidbit in McMillan's complaint is a timeline of Monat's best year ever in 2020 to significant losses from 2022. Monat had its best year ever in 2020 with revenues exceeding 800 million and profits exceeding 35 million. When the economy took a downturn in 2022, Monat suffered significant losses. Daddy and Baby Urdaneta insisted on increasing revenues at any expense, including cutting commissions to Monat's independent contractors, partners, and delaying payments to suppliers. As a result, morale plummeted. Love that. Oddly enough, when it came to calculate McMillan's profit sharing amount, the Urdanetas excluded 2020 because it did not count as a year. And Oz has in this blog post that says, yeah, I don't know what that means either. Framed as disagreeing with the Urdaneta's business strategy and ethics is purportedly the reason why McMillan resigned in 2023. McMillan resigned as president of Monat in July 31st, 2023. He retired. He did not start working for another company. He did not start a company himself, which is great. Love that for him. McMillan maintained his board of directors position, but despite disagreeing with Urdaneta's claim, never spoke poorly of them. Seeking payment, McMillan engaged in legal counsel in early 2024. That's the best. Through counsel requested, among other things, a copy of Monat's books, records, and for the year 2020 to conduct auditing regarding Monat's profit. Defendants never provided McMillan with the requested books for 2020. After this request was made, then the Urdanetas trotted out the no contact with anyone in Monat. You can't talk to anybody. Good Lord. Claims that his daughter was fired from Monat as an employee after the Urdanetas caught wind of a December 2023 Christmas Zoom call during which no business was discussed. Interestingly, McMillan claims that the Urdanetas are adamant he have no contact with Monat because, according to Baby Urdaneta, Monat's products are irrelevant. And for Monat to succeed, Monat's employees and independent contracted market partners must completely forget about their previous leader in order to be loyal and dedicated to Monat's new leader, Ray Urdaneta. Ray Urdaneta describes Monat to be more like a cult than a business. To be clear, that's not what McMillan thinks. That's what CEO Ray Urdaneta has purportedly said. According to Ray, McMillan hosting a religious event at church focused on faith, work-life balance, and marriage should be a threat to Monat because it may disrupt worship of Monat and its new leader. That's terrifying. Okay, so that's where we're going to end it today because I have to leave my house right now. And my husband is on to me and clearly knows that I have not left my house yet. Yikes. Again, like I said, everyone sucks here, but it is very interesting to see top people within the company being fired and being made an example of. And these people like being exposed when we've been saying that for 5 years now? Like, crazy. It's so I made my first Monat video 4 years ago, my deep dive video, and before that other people were talking about it too. Like we've been calling it a cult. Not to say I told you so, but like, Toni, I told you so. So I cannot wait to see what happens. I have my researcher looking out for all the filing stuff and any updates or anything like that. So I'll keep you updated. And I'm sorry I didn't go over more of the court documents and everything. I know that can get like a little boring for people. So I didn't want to like go over it too much. And Oz breaks down everything so perfectly. He's the best. And plus, if I, talk about him in a video, then it's a write-off and I am a financial contributor to his page. So tax evasion. Anyways, that's legal, I promise. So I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this. Please remember to stay spicy. Please remember that multi-level marketing companies and basically just employers in general do not care about you. Ethan editing this. Wait, what? I do, I promise. I care about him and Kelly. I care about my assistant. Obviously care about my husband and Wiggum and the baby. But like these big companies don't care about you, okay? You do not owe them anything. You do not need to have any loyalty to them. It is a job. They pay you. That's it. Get out. Okay? This family sucks. If any Monat people who have been fired want to talk to me, email me. Email me at chelsea@chelseasuarez.com. Super easy to remember. Let's do it. Okay? I feel like we just need to take a breath. Okay? Let's take a breath together. Everybody ready? Are you ready? Okay. Thank you. Wow. I sure don't feel better, do you? All right, I'll see you in my next video, and I appreciate you. Again, your butt looks good. Don't get stuck in a cult or the scam, and be nice to yourself. Goodbye.